Hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual HorrorCon 2021, or as we've been affectionately calling it, Virtual HorrorCon 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're very excited to kick this off, but we have some really cool stuff to show you first. So without further ado, Nick, take it away.
Almost a year. It's still March 2020, and we're still stuck in our houses.
A little older still, somehow.
A little older, a little longer beard, a little grayer.
Definitely a little grayer.
I'm really glad that so many people have gotten so excited for this convention. Same cats. Drink if you see them.
Go for it.
So we're gonna pass it over to Nick. Nick, what do we have coming up? We're gonna.
Our overlay university.
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple unidentified objects were confirmed to have entered Earth's atmosphere. It is speculated that these objects are of extraterrestrial origin. The broadcast will quiet at this time for your safety. Continue to carry out the following instructions.
That was amazing.
Welcome to Virtual HorrorCon.
So again, thank you everyone who joined us for this opening ceremony stream. Thank you, Nick, for that fantastic intro and for all the work you've been doing to get this con going. We appreciate it. But more importantly, for those of you who don't know who we are Gehenna Gaming. The three co-founders on your screen right now, myself, Ian, Ravnos, Mark, Marchosius, and Rick, also known as, I don't know, you changed your name recently.
Oops, All-Setite.
All-Setite.
So Mark, why don't you tell people a little bit more about what we do? Very briefly.
Very briefly, well, we're Gehenna Gaming, so we provide unique experiences for fans of horror and players of tabletop role-playing games. We have a Twitch, we have a podcast, we have a community, and we run games and run conventions. This convention is Virtual HorrorCon. It's one of the many conventions that we throw, but this one is the big one. We have virtual tabletop games going behind the scenes as we speak. There are players that are playing right now, Rolling Them Bones. We also have actual plays running between Darker Days Radio and Carrying Comfort Studios Twitch. There's going to be panels on this channel, Gehenna Gaming's Twitch, throughout the entire weekend. And of course, we have workshops, which you can find at virtualhorrorcon.com.
Fantastic. So, one of the things we wanted to talk about very briefly here as we were kicking off was kind of like who we are and why we're doing Virtual Horror Con. Last year, 2020, pretty early on, I think it was mid-March, was when the pandemic hit particularly hard. Everything started shutting down and cons started getting canceled. And we had been gearing up to do a pretty awesome year of convention appearances, running games at Gen Con, PAX. We had just finished PAX East, which was really the last convention that happened. PAX Unplugged, Origins, I keep going. There was a list. There was a laundry list, but that didn't happen. So we went, they all started getting canceled, or we knew they were going to get canceled. So we went, what can we do to help right now? And in a whirlwind of about 3 weeks, we planned, organized, and launched Virtual Horror Con, which was the first totally virtual online horror tabletop gaming convention. We raised money for COVID-19 relief. We got a bunch of fantastic guests, speakers, and gamers to join us, and we had a lot of fun. And since then, ever since then, we've heard demands to do it again. And here we are.
And we will continue to do so. And when we're not doing Virtual Horror Con, you can find our regular Twitch weekly schedule, which always improving, and more interesting things are coming down the pipeline that we're very excited to unveil to you in due time. Other than that, we also have a fantastic Gehenna Gaming podcast, which you can catch interviews and all kinds of interesting things on a variety of topics, some of which we have during this con, included and peppered through all of our workshops and panels.
Yeah.
You know, we forgot something, gentlemen.
What do we forget?
Nick Francia. Thank you for joining us on camera this year, because last year, Nick was helping to run production behind the scenes. And this year, he's right up in front, proud to have him next to us, running this convention right alongside with us. I'm really, really excited to have all three of you here. It feels different this year.
Let me elaborate very briefly on Nick's role last year, though.
He was very busy.
So last year, we did this, and was it the first night, or was it like, it was really the first night. All of a sudden, my laptop, my 5-year-old gaming laptop, top of the line when I bought it, went, nope. And we panicked, and I just said, Nick, I need you to run everything. So everything that was on day one. So Nick jumped in, and I was able to do a couple more, but Nick jumped in like a superhero and did production for the entire rest of the convention. And we have stolen his life force ever since to make him part of our team.
Yeah, we latched onto you, Nick, and never let you go, because that's what we do with people that we love.
Because we will be your father figure.
Or uncle. I'm like, I don't know. I have like weird uncle energy. So maybe...
I think I know where Rick was going with that. No, that's a George Michael. That's a George Michael song. Anyway.
So I do want to do one thing. There's a couple things we want to talk about, but first, I want to get a little bit of a temperature check. Right? This is the opening ceremony. Right now, it's really starting. It's real now. Everyone.
I mean, technically, I've already been going since 1:30, but yeah.
I mean, we've been going for months. But how does this convention feel? How different does it feel in relation to last VHC?
One's bigger.
Happier. I'm happier because I know we've done it before, and I know what to expect, and what comes out of this con is fantastic. I am very excited because last year we kind of didn't know what was going to happen. We invited fantastic people to not only speak, but to play in our games and to be on panels. And, you know, the aftermath of that is, even when we're in the driver's seat steering this convention, we know that it's going to be great, it's going to be fun. But then we watch it afterwards when we're not busy doing all these things, and we're like, we have tons of content to catch up on. That is fantastic. And then we hear from you, our viewers, and the people who love tabletop in this community, about how much fun you had. And that basically fuels our life force for the next year, right? That's a buzz that does not go away. We really appreciate our community, the passion and love for good storytelling, and collaborative stories that we create together, right? Virtual HorrorCon is a celebration of that. We try to reach out to a lot of people in our community that we have good relationships with on Twitter, different groups of all kinds of different tabletop games, cosplayers, streamers, podcasters even, because rising tides raised all ships, and this is a place where we can all come together no matter where we are in the world. It's virtual, right? Accessibility is something that's very important to us.
Yeah, I keep calling this convention a love letter to the tabletop RPG community. It's a great equalizer for all of these, fans that might not feel like they're a part of the industry, and those giants and those influencers, those streamers, those game developers, creators, publishers, artists, writers. It puts everybody on the same even playing ground where we can all get together, meet each other, and kind of find out what everyone is into, what they do, what they like, and how this community can be completely enriched by this kind of experience. I think it's one of my favorite parts about this. I like to say that every convention like this, once I start seeing people I don't even know talking about it, that's when I get most excited.
What about you, Nick?
I just noticed that my mic was not picking up anything I was saying the last 10 minutes around on the stream. But yeah, it wouldn't be a VHC without me messing up somewhere at least once.
Always technical issues. It's fine. I'm buying you an Elgato Stream Deck. I literally have it open right now. I'm like buying Nick's Stream Deck.
It's in the shopping cart.
But yeah, it feels different. It feels bigger. It feels like a more chaotic beast. But that comes with the property, I guess. Comes with the territory.
It does, and we're small, so we're small but mighty, and it's great to have everyone involved. I'm seeing a lot of people that are either partners or vendors in the vendor hall, or just people that have been alongside with us this whole time, along with some new folks. So I'm excited.
No, it's pretty fantastic.
I'm very excited this year because the actual plays we have going on, the people we have playing in them are friends that we have had along the way, whether they're Discord community members, people on Twitter that we are friends with, some of which who are kind of like in their own isolated social circles. They've got their friends, they play in their own games, but here's the place where we can invite them to play at a table. And I'm kind of excited not only to have them play here at Virtual HorrorCon, but in more of our games down the line, and do more together and explore new great content and new people to have in our games and tell stories with, right?
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. I mean, you and I have been working on reaching out to a lot of these people since the last VHC, really. And it's exciting to get some of them into games for the first time, and to get people that we've been working with for a while into games again. Yeah,
big time.
So, no, go ahead, Mark.
No, please.
I was going to say, and one of the big things that we're doing this year, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, the first VHC was focused, we were raising funds for COVID-19 relief. This year, we're changing it up. We're actually supporting 2 charities. And you can see everything we're doing over there on the website, but there's also so you didn't have to do that, Mark, because I just got links.
You have commands. They're all fancy. I love it.
Anyway, you can check out both the charities we're supporting at those links. You can donate to Black Girls Code through the Tiltify link and help us raise money for a fantastic cause there, Nick. Or you can donate to the Blind Cat Rescue directly on their website. And then obviously proceeds from this event are also going to be donated at the end. So we're really excited to be supporting both of those. They're great causes, especially cats, because I love cats. It's part of our brand.
Yeah. And the spirit is going from last convention. We were thinking very globally with the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. This year, we're hyper focusing more locally, hoping to have more of a direct impact on local communities. Black Girls Code is an amazing organization doing amazing things. And honestly, the Blind Cat Rescue and Sanctuary is an adorable charity who also is doing great things for cats. So if you throughout the convention, there's going to be opportunities to donate directly. Feel free, go check out the Tiltify. Go check. You can also go to Blind Cat Rescue to donate directly to them. And we're gonna be tracking this all the way along, and we're all doing this together. So, thank you for everybody who has donated so far and who was planning on donating. If you don't plan on donating, if you can't, that's okay too. Just hang out with us and watch the actual plays, watch the panels, and just enjoy it.
Yeah, find a new game that looks interesting to you or even sounds interesting to you. Watch the stream, join the panel, talk to the developers who are even involved in a lot of these games that we're showing this time around, and delve deeper into this world. One of the things you guys mentioned, the charity, we will have a couple giveaways that I will be excited to announce as it goes for some of our streams, for some giveaway books that I've been able to acquire from some of the other wonderful community members on Twitter. So stay tuned for that. It's some neat stuff that I'd like to surprise some people with during some of our streams. But
it's pretty dope.
Can we talk about the merch really quick?
Yes, please.
Fantastic merch.
We have these 2 awesome shirts that you can currently get for Virtual HorrorCon. I'm wearing one of them. It's awesome. And
Please Vanna White for us.
What?
You have to Vanna White.
Stand up and model Vanna White.
Oh my
spin.
god.
Who's this generation's Vanna White?
Oh, I don't know.
It's probably still Vanna White.
It probably is still.
She's
Vanna
still
White.
going.
She's a vampire. So this shirt is amazing. The design was designed by Lepo de San Muerte, who has done a bunch of designs for the band Ghost. You can go onto the merch shop and find a link to their Instagram. Really, really, really accessible, really cool to work with. So, and always taking commissions. So definitely, if you're looking for some interesting graphic design and artwork, I highly suggest checking that out. But that shirt is one of my favorites.
I am also wearing it. You just can't tell because I'm closer to my camera than Nick is. And then we have another shirt which pulls part of that logo out, and it's just the big Virtual HorrorCon logo for this year, which we're really excited about. And I bought both of them because I like them a lot.
Same.
I should also say that they're limited time. The Virtual HorrorCon logo shirt will probably be available after the convention, but this big design, it's not going to be available after this convention. We may give it a couple of more days after, but after that, we're going to shut it down just so that people have their limited
we
edition.
Can give it another like 5 days.
Yeah,
it's gonna have a little salami. Yeah, that's a treat.
And then it's something that people can kind of take away with them and have something limited edition for every single Virtual HorrorCon with a different design. That's the plan, long term, anyways.
Yeah.
We've already raised $120.
We have. So yeah, I'd want to just thank everyone who's donated already. We've raised $120. Not even 20 minutes into the first panel.
That's incredible.
So going from there, like, why don't we talk a little bit about what we're doing this year for Virtual HorrorCon?
So much.
There's a lot. Rick, you want to take this one?
Yeah, you want to jump in? Let's talk about actual plays. What do we got going on?
Actual plays. Let me pull up my lovely list, even though much of this is permanently burned into my brain.
Yeah.
We should be, yeah.
Hello.
Sibilance. Check.
Echo.
Check.
See, this is what happens when you
What the
post a
fuck?
video. This is what happens when you post a video about
What?
like, the internet coming to like kill you all.
That was
Bad
weird
karma.
pickup. That's
This is a little spooky, guys.
What did you create, Nick, with this video?
It's a hyper sigil, and we have completed the ritual, which is unfortunately the only thing it does is
Holy
interrupt the internet
shit.
service. What's happening?
105 viewers.
Oh yes, that is fantastic.
Listening to us just talk about this, or are we actually live again?
We're live again.
We're live.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Everyone, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Joined at a very appropriate time. We're going to start going over what we have for actual plays, starting with Friday. Tonight, we have Bluebeard's Bride, which is a game by Magpie, with the storyteller Alex, and Monsterhearts 2 with Rob Pontonius, one of our regular Monsterhearts honey buns who you can catch on Mondays on our Gehenna Valley stream. He will be running the game with some very awesome people. We also have Nick You're running a game tonight. Why don't you tell us about it? This is a big thing
Okay.
for you. I don't want to take this moment.
It's huge.
This is your baby.
So, tonight will be the grand finale of the Contagion Chronicle, a sort of passion project I have to my first game that I ever played that got me started in TTRPG, which was Chronicles, once known as New World of Darkness. And we have been playing the Splats. We played 4 different games before this to set up this grand finale, and we have 4 returning players as well as 1 new one.
Ooh.
To finish out the story. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. You're gonna lose your shit. You're gonna cry, hopefully.
Ooh, I hope people cry when they watch it, especially because there's a specific storyline that I've been so attached to.
Many have.
It's gonna be one of those games that I really feel is gonna set the precedence. I'm so happy that it's the first Spotlight game to open up Virtual HorrorCon, because I really think it's gonna be the game that really sets the precedent going forward, hopefully. So yeah, and then also, should I talk about the game running Sunday, or should I do that?
I'll get to that.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
Chronicles
watch
will
be here.
Contagion Chronicle, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Watch it. It's gonna be balls to the wall.
That's going to be here.
Yes, on Gehenna Gaming
On
Twitch.
Gehenna
Yeah,
Gaming's
Blue-
Twitch.
Whereas Bluebeard's Bride is going to be on Carrying Comfort Studios Twitch. So make sure when you go look at the actual play schedule, it'll tell you kind of where to go, and there's a little link to find out exactly where you need to watch it. Because again, we've got actual plays that are happening on Darker Days Radio, Carrying Comfort Studios, but also at night we're going to be having actual plays here.
Yes. Monsterhearts 2 you can catch on Darker Days Radio, Twitch. So starting tonight at 9:30, we do have a game of Alien.
Oh,
It's been run by our friend Wes Franks on his Carrying Comfort Studios Twitch. And can we tell the theme about this, guys? You guys are playing in that game.
Yeah, we are. So
Oh.
Mark and I will be playing in that game along with our good friend Dixie and Chad from Near Dark Studios. And the theme is a little interesting. It's a unique take of a bit of a remix of The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing,
Thank you.
Mhm.
specifically.
So I'm very excited for that because that's
It's
one
called-
of my favorite movies.
And it's called Terror on the HMS Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you took
And it's
the
not just a thing. It
it's like
also
the
takes
terror.
Mm-hmm.
and it takes influence from a few other movies as well, which I'm very, very excited about. This one's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be dark. It's Dixie, Ian, and myself are on this, so it may also be a little funny, especially since Dixie is freaking hilarious.
She
Oh,
is.
yes.
I loved her in
That's
the
gonna be a good
Alien
one.
last time.
That's gonna be a good one. And then what are we rounding out the evening with?
Well, we have 10 o'clock Black Void, run by one of the game devs for Black Void, which is a great tabletop role-playing game.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm probably not going to go and announce all the players and all this. You can check that out on our website because it might take too long for this stream. But rest assured, we got some amazing people in these games.
Oh, yeah.
Last but not least, tonight at 11 p.m., back from a hiatus, Devil's Luck Gaming restarting their V5 stream. That's going to be fantastic. They are great players and are very much known for their great costuming and talent. So
I'm really excited for this one. So this is going to be a 3-episode kind of late night showing of V5 called Symphony and Nocturne. So tonight is episode 1. Starts at 11. Tomorrow night, catch it back at 11 o'clock p.m. And then finally episode 3 on Sunday at 11 o'clock p.m. I mean, truly real kindred late at night under the cover of darkness, exploring what New York City has to offer.
When the mods are asleep, Kindred will play.
When the mods are asleep.
that's the reason. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. It's not their work schedules at all. It's the fact that they're slipping past safety guidelines.
Yeah, they might say the word, but
Oh,
Anyway,
lock the door so mom doesn't come in.
this ain't your grandma's Vampire the Masquerade.
Can we make a shirt of that now?
Yep.
It's been
No,
25.
I can't. No, we can't say Vampire the Masquerade. We should
Yeah.
probably just say, "This ain't your grandma's vampire,"
This
which
ain't
has a
your
completely
grandpa's
different meaning.
tabletop role-playing game. Just get generic with it. Okay, so that rounds out Friday. We've broken Ian. He's already laughing. So Mark earlier talked about how we're really happy that VHC is an international thing, accessible to people all over the globe because it's virtual. We wanted to do a little bit more with that, and we have a game in Portuguese. Run by our dear friend Lee France with the South American World of Darkness community. That's starting 5:30 a.m. Eastern time, which is a little later for them, time zones and all. But that will be our first game streamed in a different language. In the future, we hope to have Italian games and more. So if you speak a different language and you want to run games, reach out to us, highcouncil@gehennagaming.com. We'd be very interested in having virtual HorrorCon literally around the clock, so long as we can have people produce those streams, because we want to celebrate that tabletop is for everyone and everywhere. After that, we have Shiver, a fantastic indie tabletop RPG by Barney and Charlie Benzies. That's going to be at 9:00 a.m. on Carrion Comfort. On the DDR Twitch, we've got Warhammer with Chris Handley of Darker Days Radio running that game. And he is one of the writers for that game, I do believe, right? He's heavily involved in Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely
He's right.
involved.
Yep. Chris and several other people we know are writers on the Warhammer tabletop RPG for Cubicle 7.
Yep. And actually, tomorrow morning early, there's also going to be two Warhammer. If you're a fan of Warhammer, there's going to be two Warhammer panels. Originally, they were going to be workshops, but we decided to bring them to the masses just because there's so many Warhammer fans that we want to make sure that they can see this. There's a painting miniatures realistically panel, which is going to be at 5:30 a.m. Wake up early for that, but that's also going to be very directed towards like a UK or across the pond audience, or like myself who wakes up at an ungodly hour, because I'm actually really excited about watching these. And also developing resources for Warhammer with Andy Chambers from Games Workshop and Chris Handley of Darker Days Radio and Cubicle 7. So it's just I'm excited for both of these, and I hope that our very passionate Warhammer audiences as well.
Sure they are. Following that, we have Zweihander on Carrion Comfort.
Can I just say that I'm extremely jealous that I did not get to play in this game, because I have been like revolutionary, like colonial, like anything colonial. I don't know why. I just love it. I love the period. I think it's so much fun to play in. And I'm so jealous that this game gets to play. I'm furious I don't get to play in it. But no,
Well,
it sounds like
the good news is this is going to be a presented by Penny for a Tale. So it's going to be all Penny for a Tale players. It's got Mitch Wallace, who not only has obviously created Penny for a Tale, but he actually worked on Zweihander Flames of Freedom. So we're going to get him back, and my plan is to do like a one-shot.
Saturday night one-shot.
Again, because I want to play this game too.
I will order my blue coat, I swear.
We're gonna have like a Civil War reenactment.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like that stream.
Hey, all right. We also have, starting at 12:30, Pugmire, Squeaks from the Deep. Run by Eddie Webb from Onyx Path, the creator and developer of Pugmire. And that's on the DDR Twitch. Following him on DDR, we have Urban Shadows 2 by Magpie, the storyteller of Landon. And that is a very cool game. It's vampires and all kinds of creatures of the night stalking a modern setting with a kind of espionage twist to it. That Kickstarter ended not too long ago, and it looked really cool. I think some of us backed it. So we're excited to see one of the devs run it with a really good cast and crew. Mirroring that on Carrion Comfort, we've got They Came From Beyond the Grave, Blood on the Rails, run by Wes Franks of Carrion Comfort, with a freaking awesome cast. Might even announce that one. Let's see. Xander Jure of LA by Night, Shane Easton, also from LA by Night, Joshua Allen Deutsch, and I believe he's got one other player that he has contacted.
Stephanie from Charm Person Games.
Excellent.
Will be playing.
Very good.
Good old friend of the groups.
They Came From is a horror game that is very much kind of like celebrating the B movie tropes, and it's hilarious.
That's one of my favorites.
Ian ran a great one of our last cons, which was fantastic. Mark Ian, you ran the Satanic Abbey one, right?
Oh, I've run a bunch of them. Yeah.
I
think
a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It was a Scooby-Doo one. That was the one.
Yeah, for SafeCon, I ran one based on Scooby-Doo. I ran for the Kickstarter for the Game From Beyond the Grave. I ran one based on a kind of like the trope of the boys' boarding school in like a satanic cult behind it.
That's where Artie was. That was the
That game was a lot of fun. So funny too. And Ian's like our They Came From expert here. So any game that you run. I mean, you run. How many times?
I've run it a lot. Yeah,
I've run it.
I really want to run it
now.
too. It's a silly goose game, and we're all silly goose people.
And for the last VHC I ran, They Came From Beyond the Sea, Beneath the Sea. Wow, Beneath the Sea. Sorry,
Beyond the Grave, Beneath,
which was one of the best games I have ever.
Underneath.
When are we getting They Came From Between the Stars? That's copyright. Sorry, Onyx Path. You gotta buy it from me now.
Is that like an unofficial copyright?
Like he said it on video, so it's gotta be legal.
Yeah, it's gotta be legal. No, They Came From is a great game series. I highly recommend everyone check that out. It's going to be an amazing game, and we do have another They Came From game running later this weekend, but we'll get to that. Rick, continue.
Are we gonna list every single actual play?
You gotta list the next one.
Are
you really not gonna list the next one?
I'm into it.
Mark, you should probably you should tell us about the next one.
Okay, so let me actually look at the list here.
No, you don't need to. It's a game that you're running on Saturday night.
It's the game.
Oh, this is the game. I don't even need to look at
this.
Stupid
excited.
I am stupid excited for this. So I'm going to be running Cult Silent Hill. This is going to be a very, very unique game. I'm using the Cult Divinity Lost system, and I'm using the Silent Hill setting. I'm merging those two because they're two settings that I love dearly. I am a huge fan of Silent Hill. And this is going to have Rick Wheeler along with Rachel Lindman, both two of my favorite players of all time. We're going to really explore some of the lore in Silent Hill, definitely some of the setting, but of course in my fashion, in a cult fashion, it may be an emotional game, but it's definitely going to be a scary game, and I'm super, super excited about that one. So you can watch that here. No, I'm sorry, not here. On Carrion Comfort Studios Twitch at 7:30 tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if cult is not your thing, like if you're like, Silent Hill cult, too scary, too spooky for me, too much,
too spooky,
right? I want something that is a little more traditional, maybe even, I don't know, to be honest, could be a little more frightening depending on the type of scenario that it is. But at 7:30 on Darker Days Radio Twitch, we have Wild West Horse Opera, Saddles of Samhain. That's going to be a cowboy horror game. It's a setting in a game I'm super excited about. I really, really want to play it.
One thing. Samhain, not Samhain.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that was, listen, I just see words and
Listen, I am hosting the Occult and Ritual Magic panel. I'm going to correct you there.
This is exactly why I'm not hosting that panel. Okay, Samhain. The M is silent. That's with GM T. Glenn Bain, who created the game. He developed the game. It's a really, really cool traditional game. Then we have another game coming up after that.
Ooh, yeah, 8 o'clock. Ian, want to take it away?
Oh, that one.
Oh my god.
Oh, that one. So 8 o'clock. I am very honored to be rejoined by. Let's list this cast: Alex Ward, Cynthia Marie, Ellie Collins, and Jacob Burgess for part 2 of our Magnus Archives inspired Call of Cthulhu game. I ran that back on Halloween for a charity event, and it's probably the best game I've ever run in my entire life. It was amazing. I am super excited to get all of them back, and I cannot wait for the story we're going to tell for that game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the last one, so I'm really excited for some of those characters to come back, especially Jacob's.
Alexi Fix.
Alexi.
And then last but not least, 11 o'clock p.m. as happening on all 3 days, Devil's Luck Gaming and their late night V5 stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say it. They got some of the best overlays in the entire production game of like Twitch.
You're talking about
Yeah.
Devil's Luck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
it's the costuming, the makeup, the overlays, the actual play. It's honestly probably my. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I think it's probably my favorite actual play stream.
Every time I turn that stream on, like this overlay is so pretty. It's like got such good production value. I'm like, they need to be quadruple in their views. I'm telling you, everyone's sleeping on Devil's Luck, and they shouldn't be. You deserve to be. You deserve to be like millions of views.
Well, here's the opportunity to give them a chance. They're going to be 3 nights a week here.
Sample it all. Why not? Right?
Get your
I'm
hand
not
in that
sleeping.
cookie jar, people.
Put your hand in the cookie jar.
So Sunday, we've got Mork Borg. Oh my gosh. Run by Johan Noor, who's one of the developers of Mork Borg. With
The artist too. He did the iconic Merkborg art.
Yeah, and that's by Free League Games, and oh my gosh, the cast on that one is going to be fantastic. We also have Orpheus on the Darker Days Radio Twitch, run by
excited.
our fantastic community member, Ben Big Damp Dad Walker. There's a reason we have a hydrate emote and why we had to increase the points to use it, because my gosh,
Yeah.
that man makes you hydrate. We made a whole T-shirt about it.
This man was a what's it called?
It's the patron
He was a
saint of
thirsty
hydration.
one, yeah.
His patron saint of thirst.
Hydration.
Anyway,
our good father of thirst.
Big damp dad. Big damp dad.
Oh my gosh.
He should have
So-
been a great cast too.
It is 12:30 Caring Comfort Studios. They came from Camp Murder Lake, run by Matthew Dawkins, the creator of the They Came From series, running with a bunch of fantastic people. And yeah, my gosh, that's going to be 12:30 Sunday, featuring Nathan and Rachel Seaver from Utility Muffin Labs, our good friends, as well as DJ Toreador, just launched his Montgomery by Night. Bonnie Gordon from tons of Geek and Sundry shows. Can't even list them all. My gosh, Star Trek's probably the best one. Shield of Tomorrow, and Dixie
You're
Cochran
biased.
from Onyx. Little biased, big Trekkie, but yes, that's going to be fantastic. Everyone there is just a laugh riot. That'll be a great game. Don't sleep on that one. At the same time, if Silly Goose, Camp Murder Lake, Friday the 13th murder stuff is not your jam, and you're a little more traditional, you're like Dungeons and Dragons, there is a game I have for you, and it's called The Red Opera. And this is by Apotheosis Studios, developed by Rick Hines and Patrick Edwards. Patrick Edwards is going to be the game master for this. And the cast, once again, fantastic people. Very excited for it. And as a stretch goal, we even wrote a one-shot scenario that'll be published in the Red Opera. So we're a little biased because it's a warlock-centric D&D game, which is our favorite class, and it's horror.
opera.
So that will be totally sweet. I wish I could play on that one, to be honest.
Someone said the Red Opera, or as I like to call it, Ropera.
You can pronounce that a few different ways.
I like the way that
Ropera.
I know you do.
Ropera. It is.
Anyway,
We're not even. We're like
What?
30 minutes. We're 40 minutes in the con, Mark.
I know. I'm excited. Super excited.
all right.
Werewolf, 4 p.m. Michelle Light, one of the storytellers for Boston by Night. You can find her and what she does usually over on the Boston by Night Onyx Path. Follow also Delta Green, run by our friends at Warple Tales. That is, both those games are going to be starting 4 p.m. Sunday. Following them, we have Vadra Enterprises: The Ending Times, which is another new horror game. Very excited about that one. They are one of the sponsors of VHC, so all thanks to them, one of the people that are able to help us make this convention happen for all of you, and for us to all have fun together. Nick, I'm going to have you announce this other fantastic one. It's your game you're running at 8 p.m. Sunday night, sir.
So, did you already announce the other 8 p.m. game?
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, I might be a little biased, but if you want to see the battle of the ratings, which is really, you might think it'd be free Friday or Saturday, but honestly, it's the end of the con, which is going to go full war mode. I'm going to be running a very special Alien the RPG game, except you will not find aliens, you will not find xenomorphs, you will not find colonial marines.
But the game is called Alien.
But instead, you will be going beyond.
Ooh.
You will be playing or watching an adventure 65 million years in the making as I take us into Jurassic Park.
Are you gonna sing the song?
Yes.
Anyway, copyright.
I've literally watched all 5 Jurassic Park movies in preparation for this in the past week, so
My
I
God.
hope you're ready.
Nice. That's gonna be exciting.
Exactly. Shrieking loud. Can't do it loud.
Yeah. That actually features Wes Franks, who's getting to play in the game this weekend. Not
Oh
just
yeah,
running them.
finally.
Yeah.
You're in comfort. Mike Hollywood, one of the fantastic writers at, freelance author and Little Twin Publishing news company he's got, along with his wife Meredith, who's one of our fantastic team members lately, Persephone and Nora Ibrahim. So that'll be
It's gonna be such a good game.
Fuck
So
my
happy.
cast.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm very
great
happy for
cast.
that one.
Fuck your guys' game. Our game's gonna be better.
Wait, we have a game?
We do have a game. At the same
don't worry
time,
about it. We can move on.
dueling actual plays on one channel on Caring Comfort. We have Jurassic Park, but back here at Gehenna Gaming Twitch at 8 p.m. we have the sequel to Vikings, a V5 story. A couple of weeks ago, we did a Saturday night one shot.
January
by-
16th.
What's that?
On January 16th.
That's right. Ran by Ellie Collins of ATL by Night. And this time around, she is going to be joining the Einjahr.
Hey, you said it right.
Yeah. And she's going to be playing with GM Rick Wheeler. You, sir, are going to be running Vikings V5. I'm super, super excited about it. We got way too into being Vikings.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't bought more costuming and makeup since then.
And of course, you're in that game too. Yeah, and or bracers and all sorts of awesome gear. I'm really excited for your cosplay on this one. But we also have Cynthia Marie of LA by Night. We also have Faye the Pagan, who is an amazing person, someone that has been around in the community for quite some time, and we're really, really excited to have her involved. Welcome to the ship, right?
Storyteller on BG by Night, over on her own channel. Check them out.
Yeah.
Yes, this
And
is
then-
going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And then we have, of course, the final, or at least episode 3. I don't know if they're going to continue it, and I kind of hope that they do. I hope it's more than just 3 episodes. But the continuance of Symphony and Nocturne Devil's Lux Vampire the Masquerade V5 actual play at 11 p.m. on Sunday, and that is going to be the final end of Virtual HorrorCon. A lot
Until
of actual plays.
next year.
Now, this awkward silence must mean only one thing.
What's that?
We don't just have actual plays.
We don't.
What else do we have?
So, just to round out the weekend of viewing for everyone, we also have a wide variety of panels and workshops you can check out. But before we get into those, I want to point everyone over to the website, virtualhorrorcon.com, and check out the virtual games that we have listed. You can jump over to our portal there to the events listings. There are still tickets available for games on Saturday and Sunday. You can play in a wide variety of games that we have going. But
True.
there's too many for us to list, so you should just
No,
go
I
look
can't.
you should just go look, and then you can go check out the list of workshops. There's still tickets available for all of those. They're going to be running. We have a couple more coming up tonight, as well as all day Saturday and Sunday. Those are going to be great. But let's talk about some of our panels.
Very excited about our panels. I think that a lot of people look forward to the panels. They like the actual plays, yes, but the panels are also some of the most compelling parts of the con. You're watching an opening ceremony, kind of a panel, but more of a hey, how you do, right? How's it going? How's your mama?
Mhm.
At 6:30, that was just for you, Rick. At 6:30, we have community content in TTRPG with Chris Handley, Lisa Penrose, Nick Brook, Adriel Wilson, Erica Fassett, and Josh Heath. That one's going to be very, very cool and covering basically running across the gamut of of how to go about developing community content, kind of what goes into the process of doing that, and probably highlighting some really, really cool big titles that are super, super exciting in the community content world.
Yeah.
And that's it for today for panels, right? We have an actual play after that, but the next day, obviously, we talked about it. The two Warhammer panels. One were Chris Hanley and the Drunken Storyteller are going to be painting miniatures realistically. So really get into the weeds of that. If you do paint miniatures, that one's going to be a good one. That's kind of my coffee panel. I'm going to be sitting down with my two little girls. We're going to be watching two impressive nerds paint impressively designed Warhammer miniatures.
I'm going to be asleep.
I'm not going to lie. That's a freaking awesome idea that I did not have. Because virtual horror con is typically not for the smaller youth, sure, but for small kids, maybe not. However, painting is someone anyone can do. And my kids can absolutely watch some people paint, get into painting, get them into miniatures. It's a gateway drug. They can then buy the books, learn how to read, run the games, and take over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. But after that, I'm really excited because they're going to be talking about Chris is going to be joined by Andy Chambers from 2-7 and a whole bunch of other work. They're going to be talking about developing game resources for Warhammer 40K and TTRPG, which is really cool. So that'll be at 7 a.m. Then after that, we have a really cool panel coming up. It's going to be International Horror Tabletop, and I'm really excited for that one. That's going to be in the morning. We're going to have a bunch of people from across the world talking about horror games from their countries. Then at 9 a.m., and this is going to be my coffee stream, we have Just Add Magic, our good friends, our favorite Midwestern couple, Meredith and Hollywood, are going to be cooking for us. They're going to be doing some breakfast cooking from the Mage the Ascension 20th Anniversary Cookbook, which is really exciting.
And also doing a Q&A while doing that as well. Yes,
absolutely. So I'm excited for that one. That will be my coffee stream. I will be sitting here producing it, drinking coffee. Then we're going to have a nice look at Drive-Thru RPG. We're going to have a short panel, Crack Open the Spine, with the online publishing platform. Take a look at one of our sponsors and everything they offer and do. That's going to be exciting at 10:30 a.m. Then, for all of our family V5 fans, which we know there are quite a few of, we have a Family and World of Darkness panel. Some very well-known members of the online family community are going to be joining us. Ellie Collins from LA by Night, the host of the Lore by Night podcast, Christian the Primogen, as well as one of the writers on the V5 companion book, Khaldun Khalil. They're going to be talking about a bunch of really cool stuff. That's going to be at noon tomorrow. Then we're going to have our horror and media panel at 1:30. Mark, you're going to be on that.
I am going to be on that.
You are going to be on that.
I'm excited about that one.
That's going to be a really cool one, talking about horror outside of tabletop gaming, in film, television, stream series, as well as tabletop games, and how they influence each other. Then we're going to have a panel on crowdfunding, and I'm actually really excited for that one. I don't know why. Talking about running Kickstarters and what goes into running Kickstarters and all that stuff. We have a great cast of lineup of speakers for that. I'm really excited. That will be at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. Then we have a fantasy horror panel, and Mark, this was kind of you're the one who slotted this one in, if I'm remembering correctly. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about what that one's going to be about?
So really it's going to be all about integrating horror into fantasy. Oftentimes, especially with D&D, right? Like, how do you, this has been a subject of conversation ever since the beginning of Gehenna Gaming, right? So we talk a lot about vampire, but oftentimes we come across people that are either trying to figure out how the hell do I integrate horror into my fantasy game, or have successfully done it and just really, really want to share with us how they do that. So we kind of gathered some of, I guess, really kind of
we have a fantastic
most qualified
panel for that. Yeah, Lisa Penrose, Katie Griffin, Adriel Wilson, Cody Pondsmith, and Michael Barker, who was the co-developer for the They Came From series that we've been talking about so much.
And an expert in horror, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to know that with them.
So that's going to be rounding out our Saturday panels. And then we're going to jump into Sunday, 9 a.m. Nick and I will be going over all of the lovely vendors and artists who have joined us this year, who have sponsored or just, here for support. So we're going to take a nice look at all of those folks and what they are doing for this convention, or and where you can find them. Then we will be having our friends Dixie, Eddie, and Matthew, as well as Rich Thomas from Onyx Path, doing a live Onyx Pathcast episode. So don't miss that at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. At noon, we're going to have a preview of how to use Astral Tabletop. Many people are familiar with Roll20, but Astral is a great tool too, which has a lot of really cool features and support for Chaosium games, Onyx Path games, and a whole bunch of other ones. So you want to check that out. It'll be a full walkthrough on how to use the tool and different features of it.
Spoilers, it's better than Roll20.
Jesus, we're already going there.
Hey.
All right.
I calls them like I sees them, I guess.
Then
No
I'm
sleep.
excited. I'm excited because at 1:30 on Sunday, we're going to have a panel on folklore. And this is a favorite topic of mine. I'll be moderating that panel, but we have our good friend, Tom Muller, joining us. The drunken storyteller, David from Dark Days Radio. Mike Hollywood, of a freelance writer for Onyx Path and one of our good friends. And then Mark Norman from the Folklore Podcast. So it's going to be a great panel of just diving into stories and legends that have inspired a lot of the horror tales that we love today. Then, I need to take a drink of water in a second. We'll be doing a fantastic panel on accessibility in tabletop RPGs and looking at really what that means in tabletop gaming and what resources are available for players, GMs, both in-game and at the table. So that'll be a good one. And then, as mentioned earlier, the Occult and Ritual Magic panel at 4:30 on Sunday. I will be joining a fantastic group of people to talk about occultism, neo-pagan religions, and really what those practices and beliefs are, help educate people in that side of my life personally.
That panel's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm really excited about who we have speaking on it, but you can find out more about that on our website.
Well, especially because we have Michelle Belanger and Liza Penrose on there, and they're actually doing a tarot reading workshop together as well, which is cool.
Thank you for talking so I can take a sip of water.
I got your back. I saw that. Fill the air with words. That's my role.
Not finally, but almost finally, we have a great look at Crack Open the Spine with game publisher Vajra Enterprises. That's going to be a really cool one. They have a lot of great horror games that I'm very excited to learn more about and play. So you can check that out at 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. And then, last but not least, you can look at our faces again if you really want to. For our closing ceremonies, where we're going to talk about how much money we raised for charity, all the fantastic games that we got to play in and watch, and field some questions from you, and maybe talk about what's coming next after this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for us to sit back and be like, guys, what was your favorite part of the con, right? Because we all take away some awesome stories. And, we can't be everywhere all at once. Sometimes there's stuff we miss. That's what 3D On Demand is for. But it's a good time to, while it's still fresh in our minds, to really celebrate those highlights. That way, if any of you guys saw something you thought was really cool, I can jot that down and watch it later.
It's also like a nice little aperitif, or not aperitif, digestive for like the end of a convention, right before you get that con drop. So you can kind of, look back at all the cool stuff and wind down a little bit. It doesn't stop con drop, but it does help a little bit.
Absolutely.
So we got 5 minutes left here for these opening ceremonies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to hand it over to Nick for a second. Nick, what are you looking forward to most?
Okay. So I have my production schedule, but doesn't mean I'm not going to be trying to double dip when I can and watch one. I'm definitely going to hope I can check out my good friend Ben Walker doing Orpheus.
Oh, yeah.
He's got so many good players. Delamia's the Primogen, as well as our good pal Neil. So that's going to be awesome. I'm actually really excited for West Force Opera. I can't wait to check that out as well.
That's going to be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I love. So it's surprising that we get a year that we get not one but like 2 Western games are going to be releasing this year, like highly anticipated. West Force being one of them.
No.
So That's good. That's fucking awesome. And then of course I already squealed about Flames of Freedom. I love the concept. I love the game. I've been waiting for that game to come out for the past like couple months ever since that Kickstarter ended.
Yeah,
Cool.
So it's gonna be great. I mean, I'm biased, so I'm definitely gonna say that Jurassic Park's what I'm looking forward to.
You kind of,
Yeah.
Nick, I noticed you like historical games. I think it's pretty cool.
I like games in different time periods. Anyone that's
Yeah.
ever played,
yeah,
I was just talking about this because we were talking about Monsterhearts. Like, I love setting stuff in like the 80s and the 90s because it's just like, especially for horror, and then just any other type. So I like period pieces, and I've always really liked colonial stuff. For some reason, it seems like such an odd thing to really enjoy, but it's all up my alley.
That's fair.
compelling.
Awesome.
Well,
Mark,
those
what about you?
Dark Ages games are good.
What am I most excited for?
yeah.
That's an impossible question. I'm really really excited for all the actual plays. God, I don't know. I think I'm probably most excited besides my game because that's really really biased.
Uh-huh.
I'm really excited for the Devil's Luck APs. I'm really excited for Merkborg because I believe that's an all-female cast, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
I'm actually really really excited about that for the reason that there's a perception that Merkborg is more masculine, and I'm excited to have ladies play this game and show everybody how it's done. All the panels. I mean, listen, to pick one, it's like picking one of your favorite children. You can't do it. You have to tell,
Sure you can.
tell all of them.
no,
I love you
so-
all.
You know
equally.
who it is.
It's the oldest one.
That was a very true answer.
That's fair.
Ian, what are you looking forward to the most?
Sleep.
That's after convention.
What am I looking forward to the most? All right, if I can't answer Magnus Archives or the Vikings game because I'm running and or in those, I would have to say, ooh,
Can be panels, can be workshops, can be actual plays.
oh no,
Any one of my
Oh, I didn't
compelling
even get to
tweets.
talk about the workshop.
yeah.
I'm gonna redo my answer now.
I think the tarot reading workshop is pretty high on my list. I'm super excited for that. I'm excited for actually one of the workshops coming up tonight about. So you want to be a tabletop streamer? I think that'll be really cool for people who are interested in learning more about running stream games and being, producing them, but also like how do you structure a game to be done on stream? That's going to be a really cool focus. God, I'm going through the list real quick because I'm like,
Hard.
I asked the question and it didn't have an answer.
Why don't you pass the torch then?
Yeah, I'm going to pass the torch and then I'm going to come back to myself real quick. Rick, what are you most excited about?
I'm always excited to run Dark Ages, and I've got some really wonderful people that I have the pleasure of running a game for in that one, including all y'all. So that's great. But what I'm not involved in that I'm excited for, I sat a lot of people at these actual plays. And that's what I'm most excited about. I'm excited to see the casts that were put together coalesce and function. That's going to be what makes me the most happy about this entire thing, because there's so many people that I've got a great appreciation and respect for that I've been able to develop relationships with through Tabletop RPG, and to see them become fast friends, work together, tell stories together. There's no greater reward that tabletop role-playing games can give you than that. And I am so happy I was able to kind of schedule those around to make that happen. So that's going to be my big takeaway. No matter what those games are or who's in them, that's the best part to me.
Awesome. All right, I have an answer. Sorry.
Too late. We're cutting off now. Bye, everybody.
The Silent Hill. Mark Silent Hill game. Mark Silent Hill game. Sorry, I'm.
That's what you're most looking forward to? That's so sweet.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna
honestly,
be
me
watching
too,
that on
but I'm in
VOD.
it.
I'm gonna be watching that on VOD, probably like right
Yeah.
afterward, because I'm really looking forward to what you do with that. Because I love the Silent Hill series.
I haven't been as
too.
excited to play in a game in a very long time. That's going to be bananas.
And this scenario is bunkers. Oh man.
I love that word.
Yeah, it's going to be an intense game. I think out of my things that I'm doing, that's what I'm most excited about.
I would say it's the first time someone revisited Silent Hill in such a long time. Not even Konami seems to want to go back to it. So if you need your fix, here it is.
Yeah, and honestly, I have been in love with Silent Hill for quite some time and have been thinking about how to have a Silent Hill tabletop game. And right when we announced the game, all of a sudden people start talking about Silent Hill again, which is pretty cool. It's parallel thinking. I think it's just on the zeitgeist.
The zeitgeist, yes.
So for all of your virtual HorrorCon updates, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Gehenna Gaming. We're going to be putting up all sorts of updates on what's going on down the pike. I think you put it best, Ian, when you said that virtualhorrorcon.com is kind of the hub for Virtual HorrorCon. So make sure you go check out the website. There's actual plays, there's workshops, and there's panels that are listed in 3 different schedules. So check that out. See what you want to watch next. After this, let me tell you what's coming up, just so that you know. I'll help you a little bit. At 6:30 on this channel, we have community content in Tabletop RPG. Our actual play of Monsterhearts 2 is going on right now on the Darker Days Radio Twitch. Also, what's going on right now is Bluebeard's Bride on Carrying Comfort's Twitch. And then if you're interested in maybe checking out some workshops, we're allowing people to jump in and reserve a seat last minute if you want. We have Running a Convention Game with Ian over here and also Mike of Darker Days Radio. They're going to be walking you through like how to go about running a convention game. And I think that's what's
up right next.
Right now.
So before we sign off here, I just want to say 2 things real quick. First off, I want to thank all of our wonderful mods who are going to be in our Twitch chat throughout the weekend, helping us out, dropping links, keeping people in check and keeping us in check. And then I also want to thank our production crew, including Nick here, myself, but also we have Wes from Carrying Comfort Studios, Chris from Darker Days Radio, as well as our friend Tamshu, the roving dungeon master, helping out across all the platforms, and a handful of other people just pitching in for 1 or 2 games. So,
Can I do a thank you too?
You can.
I want to do a shout out to Meredith because she's wonderful. Meredith, you are the best, and you are a lifesaver, and we love you.
We appreciate you so much.
Her work has been invaluable, and she's a great friend. So that's my shout out. And also, I want to give a thank you to you, Rick, and to you, Ian, and to you, Nick. Thank you for helping me and helping the world make Virtual HorrorCon 2 Electric Boogaloo happen.
Awesome. So stay tuned. There's definitely some really good stuff. If you don't want any pauses in your weekend, jump over to Carrying Comfort Studios right now because they have Bluebeard's Bride starting up.
Oh, you know what you can do? You can actually, if people have like multiple devices and multiple TVs and multiple phones, just put them all up all the time.
Leave them going all weekend.
That's what I did.
Nothing but VHC in your life.
Yes.
And I think
I might do that.
Thank you to Marcus. He's an MVP virtual HorrorCon machine when it comes to so much stuff behind the scenes.
For people who didn't get to see that opening video, maybe tuned in a few minutes late, I think maybe it'd be the perfect way to end this opening ceremony off with a little replay.
Thank you, Nick.
But in reverse.
Let's do it.
So
thank you, everyone.
Welcome to our con
soon,
and enjoy it. See you soon.
VHC. Oh, that's fine.
Wow.
And with that,
that's a thing.
It is now.
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple unidentified objects were confirmed to have entered Earth's atmosphere. It is speculated that these objects are of extraterrestrial origin. The broadcast will quiet at this time for your safety. Continue to carry out the following instructions.